Welcome, everybody, to the Facebook feed of the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show, live here from the Owl's Nest Barbecue Radio Facebook studios. With me is Jeff Maxwell and Aaron Carver, making his last appearance as our producer and as our director. I'm the producer. Aaron is the director. I always get those mixed up. You know where I finally learned what a producer was? They had a story. They had a show on HBO about a TV station, and I had no idea what a producer did in television. No, I thought a producer was like the guy that got the money together for like a movie, and a producer in news is the news gatherer that gives it to the reporter. It's like a reporter's assistant. They give him all the information. The reporter just reports about it. So,
I thought the producers just controlled everything. Well, the director controls everything on
the director,
set, but the producer controls everything being the back scenes, doesn't he?
No. The producer in TV news is a news gathering operative. That's your producer. Like if you have a talk show, like on my show, if you were really helpful, you'd be the producer. You'd get the guests and things.
So what you want me to do is step up to the plate a little bit.
Yeah, and do more work for no money.
But hold on, See, Wednesday I said, "Hey, did you want me to do this?" And she said, "No, I got it." And that was a producer thing you're talking about right now. It's a control thing sometimes.
Exactly. Hey, we're talking Meatloaf tonight. Give us a call if you're watching out in the Hitherlands. Give us a call at 267-1023, and you can get on with us. Where's my mouse at here? Oh, I forgot. Can't do that on that. And give us a call and talk. Give us your favorite meatloaf recipe. We'd love to hear from you tonight. All you guys listening out of town on the Dead Broke Barbecue feed, on the Backyard Smokers Barbecue feed, all that fun stuff. We'd love to hear from you. We've got, we're going to be talking about that. We got a lot of news and a lot of notes to go over tonight. It's kind of like an open mic. No scheduled guest. We had a guest and they canceled, and that's okay. I understand things get in the way, and we'll have. Now, see, this is new. I'm looking at the live chat on Facebook, and it's a new format. There's Perry. Perry, you should call in. Call in a little bit, Perry. 267-1023, and tell me about your meatloaf. People would love to hear about that. People would love to hear about that, Perry. You're a good talker. People on Facebook land would love to hear from Perry and anybody, especially our listeners to the north of us. I know you guys are meatloaf. I've got the history of meatloaf, my foolproof recipe. Jeff, have you got a meatloaf recipe?
I've got several.
Do you have one go-to? It's just an hour show.
Yes, okay. I have one that I go to consistently because it satisfies the whole family.
See, that's what you want. Ken Vanderweed, give us a call with your favorite meatloaf recipe. All right, welcome everybody to the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show live here on Talk Radio 102.3. This is Steve Ray with me tonight. Jeff Maxwell, freshly back from vacation. Welcome home, buddy.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad you're back. We missed you for two Fridays in a row. You were gone.
3.
Well, no, you were gone 2. You did the show, then you were gone. Now
I left the next day. That's right.
Yeah, I got to keep your schedule too. All right, it's the weekend, and you know what that means. It's time to start grilling right here. 267-1023, that is our phone number. 423-267-1023. Kurt is at the studios manning the phones, and he will get to you as soon as you call in. Our number, 423-267-1023. You got questions, we've got answers. Our broadcast partners, Backyard Smokers Barbecue and Dead Broke Barbecue, both on Facebook. Kurt is back at studio. Aaron's right here doing his last show, going to college. We're in touch, so you be in touch. You can follow Owl's Nest Barbecue on Facebook Instagram and YouTube, and of course, all of the shows are uploaded to our podcast via the Anchor podcast. I usually start out with barbecue stuff.
It's a barbecue show.
It's a barbecue show, so that would that everybody would say that's probably a good idea, Steve. But I'm going to tell you what we're going to start out with tonight. And in my day job, my regular job, my 38-year career job, we have a gas station. We fix cars. We do stuff like that. That's what I really do.
They bought all of this.
That's right. Bought this empire. And I want to tell everybody, Michelin has got a new tire out. Now I'm going to sell tires. First part of the show, because this tire is called the Michelin Cross Climate 2, and it is so unique in the design. I don't know if anybody out there has seen it, but you come by the service station tomorrow if you're out and about here in Chattanooga in the Ooltewah area, and you can lay your eyes on this thing. It is a spectacularly designed tire. You would think it would be loud as could be, but it is quiet as a kitten. It has a 60,000-mile warranty on it. It's an all-season. It is. I do think, Jeff, it's going to revolutionize the way tires are built in the future. I think Michelin has hit a real home run with this tire.
It's funny, we were talking on the trip that I was on motorcycles, at the technology of tires and when that was going to transfer into motorcycles. And we were talking about things that one of the guys on the trip is a pilot, and he was talking about that technology is already here. They just haven't put it to market. So
right.
New stuff.
So we're really looking forward to selling more of these tires, and come on and look at them tomorrow. I know I know it's a barbecue show, but we also we got to sell stuff too, other stuff too, and tires, and we've got those. We got those. Remember to talk real loud into that thing. You might want to turn it down and do that because you're not modulating very loud. All right. Okay, good deal. What's new in barbecue segment brought to you by Butcher's Barbecue, new coffee rub. This unique coffee and salt blend gives an eye-opening flavor to your brisket and beef. Get it at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply in Ooltewah. Okay, the newest thing we've got from Smoky Boys Barbecue right here in Chattanooga. You know those guys. They've been here forever. We now have their popular dust grilling rubs, the hog rub, beef rub, and the hen and fin rub. Isn't that a great name for a rub? The hen and fin.
Yeah.
Chicken and fish.
Yeah, I go, must be chicken and fish. And you go, wow, you're brilliant.
Yeah, hen and fin. I like that. I like that. It's a good name. And they're all available now at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply in Ooltewah. And here's the big thing we want to get out there. We've got 10 spots for this school that we're doing. And this is your heads up. That
Another thing that I volunteered for?
You're working the 28th. On Saturday, August the 28th, at the store, the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply Store in Ooltewah, we are having an introduction to competition barbecue. You will cook actual competition-style barbecue chicken, ribs, and pork, and you'll learn how to build a KCBS turn-in box. And we have room for 10 people. We've got 2 spots taken. Scotty Burnett and Anthony Jones are our special guests, and I'll tell you why in just a little bit. So we have 8 spots available at $40 a person. That's just we're not gonna make any money. We're just gonna pay for the supplies and everything that we need to put on the school. Do the math, 8 times 4, so it's not a whole lot of money. You can call me at 423-593-6588 or email me at steveray@srmo.us. That's steveray@srmo.us. And you wonder what this SRMO stands for. Is Steve Ray Midnight Oil.us. Thank you, Carl Sodergren, for that heads up on the email address. You can get all of this information. I've already got it up on my Facebook page, the Owl's Nest Barbecue Facebook page, so make sure you go and check that out. Okay, here's some barbecue news that we've got, and I've put this together. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to do meatloaf tonight. Don't worry, we're going to get to that. But here's what we got going. First thing I want to do, congratulations to my buddy, and he's listening now, and I won't tell you where he is listening at, but he is listening in the confines of his office, his small, tiny, hot office in Ooltewah. Congratulations to Jim Reynolds, veteran broadcaster of this radio frequency. Jim told me last week, Jeff, that he was so inspired by the show that he attempted his first brisket last week and thanks to my easy-to-follow instructions, Jim said his brisket turned out perfect. Way to go, JR. I am so proud of you because, Jeff, brisket's not easy, is it?
Not when you first start doing it.
No,
Once you start getting a rhythm on it, you start getting your flow on it, you start understanding the meat, it becomes easier. But that first one is a rough go.
It's tough. So congratulations, Jim. If this radio thing doesn't work out, you can always get a job at Sean's Choo Choo Barbecue on East Brandon Road. And in the new grill owner section, we have Anthony Jones of Trenton, Georgia, who picked up his QSB Limo Jr. this week, the big red one that was out there everybody was looking at. The Limo Jr. is a charcoal gravity feed smoker. Anthony picked that up, and he is one of our special guests at the school we are having August 28th. And so congratulations, Anthony, on that. And from Appleton today, Roddy Knoll bought a new Green Mountain Grill Peak pellet grill. That's the big one. And Jeff, Roddy's going to love that thing.
He's going to absolutely love it.
Yeah, that thing is so sweet. It is so easy to use, and it will cook. Roddy, you just don't know how much you're going to love it. And from East Ridge, Mark Dennis made the passage across the I-75, I-24 Satan's Pass to Ottawa, where he picked up his very own GMG stainless steel hood Trek pellet grill. That's the small one. And he got a new cover, and so did Roddy. So did Roddy Knoll. So thank you, Mark Dennis and Roddy Knoll, for your purchase of the Green Mountain Grill pellet cookers. You know, Jeff, when people come in and look at those things, they compare them. They say, what's this? Tell me why I should buy this instead of a Traeger than some of the other brands. It's easy. Number one, all you got to do is lift up the hood. First thing, it's so much heavier, made better, and the price point is spot on. They're affordable,
versatility,
easy to use.
You got a pizza insert. You have the versatility of the Green Mountain Grill is amazing, and that's the thing I like about it.
The pizza grill, they got the racks. They've got everything for them. I've got everything at the store too for them, so you can pimp it out, as they say.
Well, David Bauska's chiming in on the chat line saying, "I bet you those tires would taste good with a coffee rub on it."
I tell you that David Bauska, anything would taste good with a coffee rub on. I'm telling you, that's good stuff. You tasted it, didn't you?
Yes.
The coffee rub's it's got real coffee. It's not instant coffee. David used real coffee grounds, or not grounds, but beans ground up into coffee, and put a little salt in there. Very, very simple idea, and it is delicious.
I tried a couple of the other espresso or whatever, a couple of the other ones, and I didn't care for them.
Mm-hmm.
David's has a softer note.
Yeah,
it's much more palatable to me.
I think the other ones use instant coffee.
Is that why?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Somebody's clear. That might be Kurt. Kurt, are you clearing your throat? That was weird. Okay, I got a big thing here I want to tell y'all about. On mark your calendars, if you guys like to travel and go out and check out barbecue stuff, if you like to travel, there is a festival in North Charleston, South Carolina on November the 13th. It's called the Holy Smokes Low Country Barbecue Festival. It is Saturday, November 13th from 11 until 4. And it's at a place called The Bend. Of course, I have no idea where this is at, but it's in North Charleston. General admission tickets are $95. VIP tickets are $200, and that gets you food and entertainment, and drinks are available for purchase. But I'm gonna read the list, Jeff, of who is going to be there. This thing, folks, this thing is a who's who. I can't believe they've even let these people gather in the same place. Because if terrorists came in and kidnapped them all, this world would be without really good barbecue. I'm not kidding. Michael Bessinger from Bessinger's Barbecue in South Carolina. Chris Lilly from just down the road in Decatur, Alabama, from Big Bob Gibson. He's going to be there. Ronnie Evans and Philip Mosley from Blue Oak Barbecue in Louisiana. Elliot Moss from Buxton Hall in North Carolina. Patrick Faggies and Aaron Smith from Faggies Barbecue in Texas. Jonathan and Justin Fox from, guess where they're from? Atlanta, Georgia. What do they own? Fox Brothers Barbecue. if you're in the Southeast and you haven't heard of Fox Brothers Barbecue, you don't eat barbecue because there's some of the best in town. Tank Jackson from Holy City Hogs in South Carolina. Aaron Siegel and Taylor Garrigan from Home Tea Barbecue in South Carolina. Billy Durney, Hometown Barbecue in New York. You have seen him featured on several different cooking channels and venues. He's that big guy that went down to Texas and studied brisket and Texas barbecue, then went up to Brooklyn, New York, and opened up a barbecue shop up in New York, and it's just an incredible place. Cody Sperry from Hoodoo Brown in Connecticut. Evan Leroy of Leroy and Lewis Barbecue in Texas. John Lewis Barbecue in South Carolina. John Lewis is the one who used to work at Aaron Franklin's in Austin, Texas. He moved to Charleston and opened up a barbecue. His is that's where I stole my macaroni and cheese recipe from. It is killer. It's just a killer recipe, and his barbecue is it's off the chain, folks, especially his brisket. Madison Ruckle, Mama Jean's in Virginia. Pat Martin. Anybody heard of Pat Martin? Martin's Barbecue from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm sure you've heard of that. How about Kerry Bringle, Peg Leg Porker from Nashville, Tennessee, the one-legged barbecue pitmaster, Kerry Bringle, who has been a guest on this show before. He will be there. Rodney Scott. You ever heard of Rodney Scott? Yeah, I bet you have. Rodney Scott's Barbecue in South Carolina, in Birmingham, and now in Atlanta, just opened, just 2 hours from here, right there in Midtown Atlanta. Sam Jones. You ever heard of him, Jeff?
Couple, 2, 3 times.
Yeah, Sam Jones Barbecue in North Carolina. Past of Skylight Barbecue. That's his family owns that. I'm sure you've heard of that in Ayden, North Carolina, one of the more popular places there. Harrison Sapp, Southern Soul in Georgia. Harrison Sapp is a unique guy. He's been on several Barbecue Pitmaster episodes. A great cook, a real low-key guy, super nice fella. I've met him a couple times. Anthony DeBardino of Swig and Swan in South Carolina, and Leo Botello, Truth Barbecue in Texas. Heavy on the Texas stuff, but these guys, if you want to see the real, Jeff, I don't know what to call them. I don't call them superstars because there's a lot of people that can cook good barbecue other than these guys. But these guys, they make a living cooking barbecue.
It's a stout list.
Yeah, these guys have restaurants, and they do it every day, 7 days a week, and they do it over and over and over again. And what makes good barbecue is the ability to repeat a good recipe over and over and over again. So
Yes.
they do it.
Yeah, absolutely. The consistency is the model.
All right, we're going to take our
first break.
We're going to take our first break.
You're all over it, Steve. You don't need me for anything.
I do. I couldn't hear the music when you played it at the opening, so that's why I was a little confused.
That's okay.
That's okay.
We'll edit it out in post.
You just tell me what to do. You're listening to the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show live here on Talk Radio 102.3. We appreciate you joining us. Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply is now a Royal Oak charcoal dealer. We have the soon-to-be famous Royal Oak 100% charcoal pellets in stock, charcoal flavor on your pellet grill. That's what you get when you get your Royal Oak pellets at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply in Ottawa. Stay with us. We'll be right back on the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show live here on Talk Radio 102.3. We're in break. David Bosco with us in the chat room. Let's see who else is with us. Tom Ehide is with us. Appreciate you guys joining us.
Al Salvage?
Al Salvage is there. David said guys like that have paid their dues in the barbecue crowd. They sure have, David. You're right, Al Salvage. What's Al got going? Welcome home, Jeff. Butt sore? Yeah, I bet it is. How many miles did you on that motorcycle?
5,874
Wow.
in 16 days.
Everybody give us a call, 267-1023, 423-267-1023. Let's make Kurt on money. At the top of this next break, we are going to do a recap on episode 7 of Food Network's Barbecue Brawl. Then we're going to get into our meatloaf talk. And, folks, there ain't nothing about smoked meatloaf I don't like. I mean, there's nothing. I like meatloaf. But smoked meatloaf, we're going to talk about that because we've talked about it before, but we're going to get into the weeds on it. And if you've got a recipe and you'd like to share it with everybody here in the Chattanooga listening area and on Facebook, we'd love to hear from you. That number is 423-267-1023. We'll be talking about smoked meatloaf here in just a little bit. Let's see. I would love, that date, November 13th, is they're having the Holy Smokes thing down over in Charleston, and that same weekend is the National Barbecue Association, NBBQA, which is the kind of the trade organization for people like me with stores and shops. They're having their big meeting that same weekend over where Mark Lambert and Malcolm and Heath at that area place, Hernando, Mississippi, a little town right outside of Hernando, and they're having a whole hog contest.
Well, didn't you tell me, or didn't you commit to Robert Moss that you were going to that event?
If I could get some sort of an in with it, I'm not going to go over there and pay $95 and just walk around. Well, I could do a show from there. That would be possible. But I've got to be recognized as one of the barbecue experts. I want to be on. I told him I want to be on the alternative list. You can't have me just go over there and go, hey, look around, Steve. I've seen all that.
So since 2014, you've been bowing to everyone. Now you're saying everybody needs to bow to you? You
finally get it. You finally got it.
That 18 days of contemplation made me come to my senses.
You don't have to bow to me. But I am a grizzled barbecue veteran now, 62 years of age. I want a little respect. I'm not doing it for free anymore.
You know what I was taught? Respect is earned, not given.
Well, I've certainly earned it.
Okay.
And I could let's see. Tom Ehad made a comment to David Bosk. I have a good size order coming from Butcher's Barbecue. You should get it Monday. I bet you do, David. I tell you, Tom, David's stuff is it's the biggest seller at our store by far.
You say that there's nothing you don't like about Meatloaf. There's nothing I don't like about any rub in your store that David produces.
All right. Welcome back to the Al's Barbecue Show live here on Talk Radio 102.3. This is Steve Ray with me, Jeff Maxwell with me. Make sure you visit our Memphis section at the Al's Barbecue Supply. Malcolm Reed, Heath Riles, Mark Williams, Mark Lambert, Memphis Original Rub and Sauce, plus the Barbecue Mojo rubs. It'll take you all the way to Memphis, just like Mont the Hoople. Our number is 423-267-1023. Give us a call. We're going to be talking about meatloaf here in just a second. Let me flip this page. Okay, we're going to do the recap one more time. One more thing I want to get out here that's interesting. People, Jeff, people tell me they listen to the show and they say, we love it. We love the guests, but they say we want to hear you and Jeff talk about barbecue. Just, local, Ooltewah, Chattanooga barbecue topics and stuff. And I said, we can do that. We don't have to have a guest every Friday.
Things are starting to get to where more things are happening now.
Yeah, exactly.
For the last year and a half, that was hard to do because all the events were shut down.
If we could get some people to start calling, 423-267-1023, incorporate some of our listeners into the mix, that would make a great show.
And keep it a little more local.
Callers always make the show. The callers are the most interesting people.
Nobody wants to hear from you and me.
No, exactly right. So get off your fanny and call 423-267-1023, and we'll talk to you right here on the air.
I will say something. You say nobody wants to hear from you. Last time I was on this show, producing the show, about a month ago, you talked about smoked queso. Mm-hmm. I went on a trip to visit my girlfriend's parents back in her hometown, and her stepfather made smoked queso about 6 days after I had heard you talk about it, and it's one of the best things I've ever had.
It's awesome.
It's one. So if anybody, if you've got a smoker and you guys are going to talk about meatloaf, I know these don't really go together, probably not, but make some smoked queso to go along with your smoked meatloaf. I would do it.
Yes, smoked queso goes with a meatloaf.
Well, it's your pre-meal snackies.
Well, yeah, of course.
And we're going to have a tailgate show next week because football season is just a couple weeks away.
You drizzle that smoked queso over that meatloaf.
Yeah, that
does not stink. I'm telling you.
You could even put it inside.
Yes, you could.
Yep.
And you could wrap it like a burrito.
You could. Hey, on episode 7 of Food Network's Barbecue Raw, have you started watching that yet?
I've watched some of it. Yes.
Okay, this is a good one. This is a good. This is with Michael Simon, Bobby Flay, and Eddie Jackson, the former NFL football player. I think he played for the Dolphins. He adds kind of a unique personality to this thing. Not as good as Barbecue Pitmasters. Don't think it is, because it's not. But it's pretty doggone good. Bobby Flay's company produces this thing. This week, Atlanta Barbecue Pitmaster, just down the road from us, and pastry chef Taylor Shulman Carroll was kicked out of the life raft for her grilled salmon pinwheels with cream cheese filling. Now, the week before Lou was kicked off, she made something with cream cheese in it too, and they didn't like it. So I hope they quit making cream cheese
Common
stuff.
denominator?
Yeah, there you go. And because that's what even Taylor said. She was on the fence about doing it, but she got the boot, and she was really good. She was really good. She was very entertaining, pretty girl, and she made it a long way. So I was glad to see her get that far. So she was a good contestant. Judges said that it was a little too mushy, and it looked like it was. Salmon pinwheels that's tough to pull off. They don't look very appetizing.
Well, you're not a fish
one.
guy.
No, but they don't look. These didn't look like these looked. They didn't look very. The appearance score would have been. Blah.
I'm gonna have to go back
That's
and watch
sick.
that because I was gone, so obviously I didn't watch any TV with us.
The 5 remaining contestants are Era Malekian. He is Wolfgang Puck's famous. He was famous, and former executive chef. Brittany Bo Baker, and she was Bubba Baker. She is Bubba Baker's daughter. David Bosca, who is listening on the Facebook side of things, was judged by Bubba Baker on one of the Barbecue Pitmaster episodes. That is her father. Christopher Prieto, one of my favorite guys in barbecue from North Carolina. He's still left. David Sandusky, who around the Kansas City area is legendary. He made during the pandemic, he started one of those ghost chickens or ghost kitchens of sort of elevated chicken wings. And they just sold like crazy. And he is quite the barbecue guy over in that area of the country. And Erica Roby, she is a former attorney and a sommelier, and she's a good barbecue cook too. So she's left too. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people left, and these guys, all these 5 could win it. But here's my prediction. Write this down. Somebody write this down.
Right.
Kurt, write this down. People listening on Facebook and Chattanooga, write this down. All right, here we go. My prediction will be that Christopher Prieto and David Sandusky will meet in the finals of the episode of Barbecue Brawl 2. And when all the dust is cleared and the barbecue sauce has been spilled on the tables and onto the floor and the rub is on the floor, it will be David Sandusky winning it all.
You're going against your guy.
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because I think Christopher, he is so intense. I think he will be so intense that he'll forget something in one of his dishes. He'll forget something, and they'll say, that Brooke girl, she was she won 2014. I think she won Master Chef, and Rodney and the other guy there. I think Rodney's going to taste the food and say something like, this was supposed to be something with, say,
paprika.
Yeah, or something, or you're supposed to use it, and I don't see it, and or this wasn't smoked, or not enough smoke flavors.
Missing an element.
Yeah, missing something, and I think that's the only thing that'll get him beat. So, but
got a couple callers ready for you, Steve.
All right.
Daniel and Perry both lined up. We'll go ahead and we'll grab Daniel first. Daniel, you were on the barbecue show with Steve Ray. How are you doing?
I just wanted to say I haven't eaten at Rodney Scott restaurant, but I ate the one in Hemingway last week. And what made me want it is I seen a YouTube interview with Rodney Scott and his father maybe 5 years ago. And we were in Myrtle Beach, and I had to stop in and kind of get them out. Best whole home barbecue I've ever had, period. They do an awesome job.
I'm having a hard time understanding him, Kurt. I don't know if you can clear that up a little bit. But Daniel, I know what you're talking about. That whole hog barbecue, it tastes better, doesn't it?
It does. It's got more of everything.
Yeah.
And I I'm not a Carolina sauce guy. I don't like a vinegar sauce, but I'm going to say Scott's vinegar sauce is fantastic.
Well, that's good. I can't wait. I'm gonna go down to Rodney's restaurant in Midtown. Give it a couple weeks to get open and get the bugs worked out. I'm gonna make the 2-hour trek to Atlanta and try it. I'm looking forward to that. Jeff, I'll let you know when I go so we can go
Thanks
down
for
there
calling.
together.
Definitely join you.
Perry,
All right. You want to get Perry now or
yeah,
take a break?
yeah. Let's talk to Perry first.
All right, Perry. Hello. You're on the Steve Ray Show.
Hey, buddy. Hey, got to see you, man.
What's up, Perry?
Join the show, buddy.
Kurt, I can't hear him. I don't know what's going on. Hey,
Perry,
Perry.
you got a question? Success with your meatloaf last week. You smoke it? Was it your first time? How'd you do it? Did you do step by step what Steve had you do? What did you do? What recipe did you try? Just took a few off the internet and made his own, Steve, and that's
Well,
and that's basically what you've said. That's the whole purpose of why you do this.
yeah, Perry's he's become quite an accomplished cook in just a short period of time. He bought a Green Mountain Grill, and he's been posting some great pictures. And thing about it is, Jeff and Perry, once you get on that meatloaf, it's hard to get off of it.
It's fun to play with.
Yeah.
Because you can build a bunch of different profiles with it.
I put a little bit of David's liquid smoke in my last one, and just a teaspoon of it, and boy, did it was perfect. It was the perfect flavor for the whole thing.
Coming out of the break, David posted in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
I'll discuss a little bit about what he's saying if you want to add some smoke to your meatloaf and you don't have a smoker to use.
All right, good idea. Kurt, let's take a break. Thanks for the call, Perry, and thanks for the call, Daniel. Let's take a break. Kurt's going to get these phones worked out, and we'll be right back here on the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show live here on Talk Radio. If you want a grill that will elevate your outdoor cooking
He said he couldn't.
area, then look no further than the Memphis wood-fired grill. 0 to 350 degrees in under 10 seconds, plus the built-in steak sear section will make your already amazing steaks just a little bit better. The Memphis wood-fired pellet grill. Nothing else like it. We'll be right back, so stay with us.
It was very muffled, Kurt.
He said he's having trouble hearing the callers, and he also.
Let's see everybody here on Facebook. Thanks for watching. David said, my favorite for meatloaf is fresh tomatoes, onions. He likes bell peppers, so cut them up. Small clove of garlic. I never tried garlic. I never thought about that.
I put it in every time.
Yeah, and I don't. And that's what I need.
I
to
love
have.
garlic.
I do too.
And then David's saying to grill them off. See, I like a caramelized garlic, so that's when I'll roast the head, like what David's saying there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll roast that, and then I'll spread that in when I mix the meat.
Yep.
And it gives the garlic throughout.
I would. That's a good suggestion, David. I've never. But you guys are cooks. I'm not a cook. Yeah, Perry just asked a question. He used 90-10 on his beef. He thinks it would have been better with 80-20. Perry, I agree.
Yes.
You know what I use? I use the ground beef that comes in those big red tubes. I think they're oh gosh, that's probably 20.
73-27.
Yeah, something like that. It's got a high fat content, and that works for me really good. So you might want to try that. Also, Perry, what makes a great meatloaf? If you go to Sam's, buy that Wagyu ground beef. That I bought 3 pounds of that Sunday. It's not expensive, $6.95 a pound, and you get 3 pounds. That's 2 1.5 pound meatloaves, and it is really good. That is you can really taste the difference in that. So it's American Wagyu, and that you might even like that a little bit better. I know I sure did. George Gibson says hello. Michael Williams, he agrees 80-20 is the best. It's all it's all what you want. You may like things a little bit leaner. I like them. I like a little more fat in mine. So
my wife likes it lean.
yeah.
So to try to trick her, I just poke holes in the bottom of the aluminum pan, let that drain into another pan, so she can't tell the difference.
Greg Jackson, hello, Jeff. Glad to be back. Hope your trip was good. I think it was. I think his week was good. David also says grill off the veggies before you put them in the meatloaf. That's a good idea.
And if you don't have a grill or a smoker, a smoke tube in your Weber Genesis can add that little bit of smoke flavor, and then you add a little bit of David's liquid smoke, and that stuff I find to be more palatable than the other stuff you get in the grocery store.
I used it. It was great. I'm not kidding. It was just great. You don't need a whole lot. You could if you use too much, I could see where it wouldn't be great. But if you get the right amount in it, I'm just talking about like a teaspoon and a half in each one.
Call it cheating. But you know what?
No, it ain't cheating.
It's not.
It's not. It's a recipe additive.
If you're somebody that has a back patio or you're in an apartment complex and you can't have a smoker, but you can have a little grill, this will be that accompaniment that'll give you that little smoke flavor. There's a use for it.
Perry said he sautéed his onions and bell peppers with garlic first and added those to the mixture. So Perry, you're all over it. You'd put my meatloaf to shame.
He's willing to try it all.
I know.
Perry.
Hey, huh?
Because they were talking through it and they kept playing the stuff, so that must be it. Let's see if he actually hears.
We're suffering through a little bit of technical difficulties on the radio side, but we'll get them straightened out.
Perry, if you want to get a riser, if you know what that is, what I do is I smoke my meatloaf about halfway, and then I'll pull it off and put on a riser to get that smoke around the whole thing. To answer that question you had on the chat.
All right, we're back. Welcome back to the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show live here on Talk Radio 102.3. Myron Mixon, Matt Pittman, David Bosca, Rub Bagby, Mike Davis. You've heard of all these guys. And all these guys' barbecue rubs and sauces are available at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply in Ottawa. The pros know flavor. And your favorite pros flavor is right here at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show. Kurt, your mic's live, Kurt.
5 or 6 seconds of dead air when the show started.
Kurt doesn't know his
Mic is live.
Yeah, your mic's live, Kurt. There you go. We're talking about here's my recipe for now. Now get your pencils ready.
It's your show.
This is gonna. Then we'll go to yours, and then we'll read David's live on the talk side of everything, and we'll do Perry's too. This is mine. I prefer the pound and a half of Wagyu American Wagyu ground beef. Okay, all right.
Your throat.
And
but obviously
I mix it in. I put it 1 egg, 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of breadcrumbs, and you get that little plastic. It's nice and moist. I like it that way. And I cook it at 350 degrees on my pellet cooker, and for 1 hour. I cook both of them at the same time. Boom, it's delicious. No. How does yours differ?
Go-to doesn't differ much. I'll take and really finely cut those onions, and I'll saute them with some really finely chopped garlic.
Okay.
I've got almost the same recipe. I put a little bit more egg. I usually use 2 pounds, so I'm using 2 eggs. I use about an egg per pound, a cup of
intro music or
Italian breadcrumbs per pound for a binder.
Let's not be able to hear.
When I cook it, I will put it in an aluminum pan, and I'll put another pan underneath it, and I'll poke some holes. So that grease doesn't sit there and sit in there. It'll drain out some. And then I'll put it on a riser after it starts to set a little bit, so that it'll get the smoke around the whole thing.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
And then for like the last 10 minutes, I'll put, if I want to put some sauce on it, any kind of barbecue sauce, or my wife likes ketchup on it, but I'll put that on the top just to set that like I would any sauce on a piece of meat.
All right, David, we'll go to David's first, and we'll go to Perry's. David says his favorite meatloaf is fresh tomatoes, onions. He goes, I like bell peppers, so cut them up. Small clove of garlic, grill them off first. Chop them up, place them in your normal meatloaf. This is a great way to get the grill flavor for those who don't have a smoker. That makes good sense right there. David says grill the veggies. Perry says, I also use a loaf pan. He said the top was the best. In the smoke ring, I was on top only, of course. Thinking maybe no loaf pan next time to get more smoke ring
You do me a favor.
around the meatloaf. So and that should work, dude. Perry says no audio, Steve. I guess they can hear us now. I apologize for the audio on the radio side, everybody. They're working feverishly to get it fixed. 267-1023 if you want to give us a call. 423-267-1023. We're talking a little bit about news and notes here in the barbecue world, and we're talking a little bit about meatloaf. You know, Jeff, I got did my little internet research like everybody else does. The history of meatloaf.
The singer or the meat?
Both are pretty good. Let's see. This is I print on the back the same paper.
You are so into meatloaf over the last 3 months. It's unbelievable.
There are competing histories, including the belief that meatloaf, or its closest descendant, emerged in medieval Europe around the 5th century. The 5th century is where meatloaf started. The Mediterranean dish of finely diced meat scraps joined with fruits, nuts, and seasonings. From that moment on, meatloaf, in its many iterations, this thing's written terribly, and guises, was often a sort of culinary scrap heap. Fast forward 1,500 years, sausage. A refuge for leftovers in the spirit of many casseroles and of shepherd's pie. I've had shepherd's pie. I'm not a fan of that.
I love it.
It was a way to stretch protein. It was, I guess, back then, though, meat, you run down to Publix and get you some meat in the old...
Well, if you watch the history of Heinz, you'd understand. What they had to do to meats back then. It was
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're talking about some sort of an orchestra. I don't know what the heck that is. Americans embraced it more fondness and fervor than perhaps anyone else, to a point where it's often mentioned alongside hot dogs and hamburgers as one of the country's iconic dishes and essential comfort foods. Bingo! That is what I'm talking about, is the comfort food part of it. That with mashed potatoes and maybe green beans, and that is the perfect side items for meatloaf as far as I'm concerned. And you know what I left out of my recipe? We talked about the liquid smoke. I don't use it all the time, but I'm going to start because it did add such good flavor. Is what you put on the top of the meatloaf before you put it in the oven or the pellet cooker. A lot of people put ketchup, mustard, and brown sugar. I use David Bosca's barbecue sauce, the sweet sauce that he sells. I was when I first started making it, Jeff, the first couple of ones I was doing, I was mixing up the mustard and the ketchup and the brown sugar in a little bowl, and then it finally hit me. I'm making barbecue sauce.
Put it on top.
And I've got a whole refrigerator full of it. Why am I even bothering with this stuff?
And Perry reminded me, I'm sitting there saying what I do in it, but I also put in some A1, I put some Worcestershire sauce, I put some hot sauce in when I mix it with the eggs and the breadcrumbs. And I just totally left that out. I'll put some seasoning in there. I usually put Montreal steak in there. I'll put a little bit of that seasoning.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I forgot all about that. But, it's the thing about the beauty of meatloaf is there's so many variations you can have. There's nothing bad about it. You're not going to screw up a meatloaf. I mean, it's hard. It's just, whatever you like is going to be good in a meatloaf. Whether it be mushrooms or, like David says, green peppers and onions, it's going to be good.
Well, now let's talk about binders. I use the breadcrumbs, like a cup of breadcrumbs, but I have heard rice, crackers, stale bread, or toast. Taking bread and making toast and using that as your binder.
My mom used to do it the old way with what was around the house. If we had leftover bread, she'd leave it out, and that's how she'd make
And that's how she'd make it.
And then just season that, season that bread, and that's, when you have 5 kids in the 60s, early 70s, you ate what you had.
Yeah. Unless it was stuffed peppers.
Well, that's what.
And then,
when you said rice, that made me think of the stuffed peppers.
Yeah,
my mom used to make them all the time.
Salmon cakes and stuffed peppers I did not eat. And when our family had that, my mom put a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in front of me. Thank goodness.
That was liver and onions night for me.
That would have been
I was hightailing it to somewhere else.
Yeah, no kidding. Say, Mom, we got to do better than this. Perry is saying that he uses 2 pounds of beef, 3 eggs. Where did it go? There it is. 3 eggs, breadcrumbs. There's the breadcrumb thing. Onion, bell pepper, barbecue sauce, garlic with veggies, and hot sauce. Worcestershire pepper, salt, 225 degrees, 150. Add glaze and until it hits 165. Glazes, barbecue sauce, honey, ACV, Worcestershire hot sauce, and mustard. He is much more complex than I am. Perry wants to know, is anybody adding some rubs in the mix? I guess you could.
I do.
I never thought about adding any rubs, but I could see Butcher Barbecue Grilling Addiction.
Absolutely.
I could see Malcolm Reed's All Purpose. I think anything salt, pepper, and garlic
Davis
would
steak.
be good. Yeah. Steak and brisket rub would be good. Anything with
Anything for beef.
garlic, salt, and
pepper.
and plus David's always his celery, and the Grilling Addiction has that. What makes it so good has got the steak sauce has got, or the rub's got the lemon zest in it.
You know what I'm going to try in the next one?
What's that?
I'm going to try drizzling some maple over the top of it.
Maple rub.
Yep.
That would be good.
And then do that with David's Sweet Orchard.
Mm-hmm.
That barbecue sauce.
There's a lot of people out there that like to cook fish. I know nothing about it because I don't eat fish.
I cook fish if I would, but my wife doesn't allow it in the house.
Really? So she doesn't eat it either. There was a good video that was on this week. It was on the Meat Church channel on YouTube, Matt Pittman, and they caught my eye because people ask me all the time when they come in what works good on fish, and I tell them I don't know. I show them what people buy, and because I don't eat it, and I really don't have anything that pairs well with it. But guess what he used? A pecan rub.
Anything like that, anything with a citrus note to it is going to work. When I do fish, I typically will use fresh juices. I'll use lime or lemon. I love a smoked salmon. When I lived where I previously lived, I would go fishing on Lake Michigan and get some trout and coho salmon and smoke them. If you like smoked food, I know you don't like fish, but you should try it.
No, I don't. I've tried it. I don't like it. I just don't like it. David said the steak and brisket is what he was going to say also as far as the meatloaf. Yeah. Hey, let's take our last break. You're listening to the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show live here on Talk Radio and on the Owl's Nest Barbecue Facebook page. A lot of great questions, a lot of great comments on the Facebook side. We appreciate everybody that's tried to call in. When you want plenty of flavor on your barbecue, you want Uncle Steve's Shake Rubs. Plenty of flavors to choose from that are time-tested by the greatest backyard barbecuers, just like you. Get your Uncle Steve's Rubs at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply in Oldwall. We'll be right back with the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show live here on Talk Radio 102.3. Stay with us.
Perry, I just put it on the chat, but my favorite with that queso is I like to saute some chorizo, and then pad that off because it can tend to be a little bit greasy, and just dry it off a little bit, and then I put that in my queso, and I love that. So if you're a fan of chorizo, give that a shot in there.
I've had chorizo. I'm not a real fan of that.
I am if it's used to the right amount.
Mm-hmm.
If you use too much, it's overbearing.
Yeah.
There's a dish called migas. It's a Mexican dish which is basically eggs with pico de gallo, a little chorizo in there, and they mix the tortillas in there.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite Mexican breakfasts. And so I'm a fan of chorizo, and then in the queso, that's why I love it too. I like chorizo in moderation. If you put too much in a dish, it's overbearing. But if you just speckle it in there, it adds an extra layer of flavors.
Appreciate everybody watching here on Facebook today. I've had a big crowd on Facebook. We appreciate that very, very much. Why don't you guys start calling in during the week? I know the phones are a little messed up this week, but next week we like this. I like this open forum. I mean, I like having guests on too, but I like having the open conversation with us.
Well, a lot of the people that are chiming in on the chat, they're local folks,
Mm-hmm.
and the show is geared towards that for the most part. It's knowledge for folks, but here locally in Chattanooga, we'd like to.
Absolutely. Everybody on Facebook, Aaron, this is Aaron's last show, isn't it, Aaron?
Yep.
We're in trouble.
We're in trouble. If we get on next Friday night, it's going to be amazing.
Between me and Steve, we might be about half of Aaron's knowledge as far as computers.
Aaron is a computer whiz bang. He hacked into my bank account, got rid of my mortgage for me this week. That's great.
David's saying if you're wanting a great surprise, bite in meatloaf is make small chunks of Polish sausage and mix it in the meat before cooking. He likes the small bits throughout the dish. So add a little Polish sausage.
Anybody out there put pork, ground up pork? I've seen that mixed with it.
A lot of folks do.
Yeah, I'm going to try that one day.
Yeah.
I think that would be good.
Well, when I make my meatballs, I put pork in there, or veal. I'll either put veal or pork in it with the ground beef when I make meatballs.
All right, we're back. The Owl's Nest Barbecue Show live here on Talk Radio 102.3. We just got a few minutes left. September 11th, down in Trenton, Georgia. It's Smoking on the Square. There's going to be a barbecue contest there, September the 11th. Everybody make plans to come down. It's going to be like a little festival. There'll be things to eat, and you can observe people cooking barbecue. It's going to be just a fun time down in Trenton, Georgia. And then fast forward 7 days to, see, what would that be? It'd be the 18th of September. Gotcha, Joe. Thank you. September 18th at down in Chickamauga on the front lawn of the Gordon Lee Mansion is my favorite contest in the whole world, the blue and gray. And Owl's Nest Barbecue will be there also cooking in that contest as well. And there'll be a lot of things to buy and sell down there. So mark your calendars for September. Busy time coming up. September and October in the barbecue world are great times. October, I want to say the 16th is the Big Green Egg Festival that Ace Hardware puts on over in the Commons area over there in Collegedale. And that's going to be again this year after being canceled last year. Now we have participated in that. I'm not an egghead, but I can cook on one, and that is a tremendous little event. And our girl from Noonan, Georgia, help me out here, Jeff. Tina Cannon will be the special guest of honor there, and she is the winner of the Netflix American Barbecue Challenge or Cup or whatever they called it. She's tough.
She's won a lot of stuff.
She's tough as nails.
The woman can flat out cook.
The girl with pearls, you've seen her. The girl with pearls.
She can flat out cook.
Yeah, she can cook and she can beat anybody. She's done it.
She don't get beat much at all.
Hey, we gotta go. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Don't forget on the 28th of this month, we've got the introduction to Competition Barbecue School at the Allison's Barbecue Supply. We've got room for 8 more people. We'd love to see you there. It costs us $40. Go to my Facebook page and check it out, and you can get all of the details there. Until next Friday night on Facebook and on Talk Radio 102.3, good night, everyone, and good luck.